Hey everyone, Dave here again with some useful tips to help keep the snap, crackle, and pop out of your FL Studio productions. Let's dive in. Number 1, purge unused audio clips. This is a helpful option to deal with discarded audio clips loitering in memory. To clear these, simply navigate to Tools, Macros, Purge Unused Audio Clips. Number 2, audio device latency. Moving on to CPU remediation steps, let's now tackle device latency by heading over to Options, Audio Settings, Audio tab, and taking a look at the displayed input-output device. This parameter can vary by device, so I'll simply use FL Studio's built-in ASIO for this example. Let's crack open the buffer length ASIO panel. In here, I have several buffer length options to choose from. To help minimize the amount of undesired audio artifacts, cracks, and pops during playback, I want to set my buffer length to a value high enough to allow my CPU to process my audio information within a given instant. The drawback to this higher length would present itself when I went to record with a live instrument, like guitar or vocals, where there would then be a noticeable lag in response. In this case, I would need to set my buffer length lower. I find myself alternating between 256 for vocal, guitar, and keyboard tracking, and 512 for production, mixing, and mastering. I haven't found an appreciable gain in setting a buffer length any higher or lower, having worked through hundreds of productions. Number 3, resampling quality. Staying within audio settings, we can also take a tiny bite out of CPU use by setting our resampling quality to a lower value. This will adjust the quality of virtual instruments only and will not affect audio clips. This lowered quality can be contained to the mixing session only, as FL Studio allows you to define the overall resampling quality when setting up your mix to be exported. Here you can see I have my resampling quality set to maximum inside my project export settings. Number 4, consolidate MIDI tracks. While not the most ideal option for minimizing CPU usage, consolidating a MIDI track can be a useful way of optimizing your production, especially if you plan to make no further changes to the MIDI track. To consolidate a MIDI track to audio, simply head over to your project playlist and the desired MIDI track. Right-click and select Consolidate Track. Here, I'll select from Track Start. I'm now presented with Export Settings. So that my insert or master effects are not applied to the new track, I'll leave these options unselected. I'll explain why in a moment. With my track now consolidated, you can see the resulting audio clip is created from the original MIDI track. Additionally, you can see the original MIDI track is now muted. Because I had previously selected to not apply the original track's insert effects, the audio file I have here is essentially dry and assigned directly to the master track. To replicate the sound as I had it before opting to consolidate the track, I need only set my new audio clip to the original mixer insert. With this method, I still have access to the original MIDI pattern and can make adjustments and reconsolidate if needed. Number 5, project Timebase. Here's a great method of reducing CPU load on your project. Navigate back over to Options, Audio Settings, and select the Project tab. In here, you'll find the Time Settings panel, specifically Timebase PPQ. By default, projects are set to 96 pulses. When I'm in need of more wiggle room, I find setting this option to 24 can go a long way at helping performance. The only caveat here is the resulting loss in playlist magnification. This has never been an issue for me, as I do not find myself zooming deeply into my playlists. Well, I hope you enjoyed this deep dive and can use these steps to optimize your next production. If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn more within FL Studio, feel free to like, subscribe, and drop any useful tips you have in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. Take care.